Philip Goodcrow,
Help.
David Poyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Here.
Jackie Sears,
Here.
Colin C.J. Clifford, Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Here.
Craig Dillon,
Stanley just came.
Stanley Little White Man,
Present. So we have a quorum. We have 15 present, 1 absent, 2 excused, and 2 that are going to be late. So we can constitute the quorum and begin our business. We left off on Thursday. Then we were going to go into the OST, Economic and Business Development Committee. This is where we stopped off of. Lisa's gonna, you have C, E, and F on your committee. You have 3 resolutions.
Good morning, everybody.
Proceed, please.
Okay. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe declaring that all roads upon the Pine Ridge Reservation are in extremely poor condition, that the Oglala Sioux Tribe does declare that a state of emergency exists as a result. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123. And under Article 3 of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, who did meet with a quorum present on August 25th and 6th, 2017. That's a typo. And did adopt the resolution for presentation to the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council for their action. And whereas the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee is aware of the extremely poor condition of all the roads upon the Pine Ridge Reservation and of the need for the repair of the roads, and whereas the buses which transport students to the school upon the Pine Ridge Reservation must travel upon these roads on a daily basis, and the road conditions must be improved to ensure the safety of all students, and whereas all other who rely on the reservation roads being in a safe and passable condition places the burden to see that the repair and upkeep of all roads on the Pine Ridge Reservation upon the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is accomplished by the responsible parties now. Therefore, be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does, based upon the recommendation of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee, hereby declare a state of emergency upon the Pine Ridge Reservation based upon the extremely poor condition of all roads upon the Pine Ridge Reservation. Be it further resolved that the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the OST Road Department, and all other responsible parties are directed to compile a plan of action to address this state of emergency. I so move.
We have a motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon, seconded by Sonia Weston. Call for the vote, please.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow. David Poyer. Sonia Littlehouse Weston.
Huh.
Jackie Sears.
Huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously, 15 yes. Thank you, council. Next one, please.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe in an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe directing that the Oglala Sioux Tribe Jobs Placement and Training Program be placed under the authority of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee immediately. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935, in accordance with 5123, in accordance with 5123, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, United 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123. And under Article 3 of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, who did meet a quorum present on August 25th and 26th, 2017, and did adopt this resolution for presentation to the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council for their action, and whereas the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee believes that the OST Job Placement and Training Program should be under the authority of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee intent is to have the program under the OST Credit and Finance Program, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development feels that this will bring more accountability to the program now. Therefore, be it resolved that Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does, based upon the recommendations of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee, hereby directs that the OST Jobs Training and Placement Program shall be under the authority of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee with supervision of the program placed with the OST Credit and Finance Committee. Therefore, I'm
Motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon. Question, Jackie Sears.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion to table this and send it back to Finance Committee, because the job placement program is under the Education Committee. Did I say Education or Finance? To the Education Committee. So that's my tabling motion, because it hasn't gone through our committee.
So we have a tabling motion, seconded by Tina Merdanian. Call for the vote.
Jim Meeks.
No.
Cora Whitehorse. No. Stanley La Whiteman.
No.
Austin Watkins.
Yes.
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
No.
Robin Tapio.
Yeah.
Philip Goodcrow.
Help.
David Poyer.
Yes.
Sonia Littlehouse Weston.
Huh.
Jackie Sears.
Huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
here.
Craig Dillon.
No.
Just for clarification, Jim, was your vote no or yes? No. Thank you.
Motion to table did carry 8 yes, 7 no. So it'll go back to your committee and you can deal with it as such.
Well, if it goes through council today, there's going to be
We already
a...
tabled it, so it's not.
It passed?
Yeah, it's a moot issue. Okay, next one, please.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe reinstating all administrative duties to OST Credit and Finance Program, including check writing authority. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee is standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, who did meet a quorum present on August 26, 2017, and did adopt this resolution for presentation of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council for their action, and whereas the members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee recommends that the administrative functions, including check writing, should be reinstated to the OST Credit and Finance Program, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee feels that this action will result in the OST Credit and Finance Program providing their services in a more expedient manner. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does, based upon the recommendations of the Oglala Sioux Tribe Economic and Business Development Committee, hereby reinstate all administrative functions, including check writing, to the OST Credit and Finance Program immediately. I so move.
Motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon, seconded by Robin Tapio. Question, Lydia Bearkiller.
I guess my concern is with our financial management that's in place right now, I'm not going to support this because I think all our programs need to utilize our system. And I know prior to this is how it was set up. However, the accountability and with audits and all that, I think we have a system here, and all these programs and the financial management system includes all of them. It needs to stay under there. Thank you.
Sonia Weston.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do know the reason why that Ms. Tulance did bring this through the EB&D committee, and her reasoning for doing it, I think, was to me, I felt that there was good reasons to do it, and that's why I think the committee passed it to move it on to council. But afterwards, we kind of heard from the treasurer, and they had other thoughts about it, that they didn't think this was a good idea. So I think we need to probably bring the treasurer down here. I asked if is he here?
Say he's going till Wednesday.
Well, how about Dean, Mr. Patton? I think they need to probably inform us why they didn't want this to go back under the credit finance. I think before she was able to, print out her checks, and she was able to just get them taken care of quickly, because she said there was emergencies, and because of the emergency, because we have it set up this way, she can't get it through quick enough. So that was one of her reasons behind it, and that's why I think the committee went through it. But I agree, if we have a process in place and we need to keep everything underneath, I would like to hear from the comptroller to maybe tell us, they were the ones having the concerns about it, so they need to come down and maybe answer to that.
Robin Tapio. Craig Dillon.
I was gonna make a motion just to table this. We're rolling. I don't think we need to wait for anybody. We can bring it back if necessary. But the treasurer's job is sole responsibility for all financials of the tribe. And I think we need to abide by that. So my motion is to table this.
Motion to table by Craig Dillon, seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Call for the vote.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little Whiteman,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
No.
Robin Tapio,
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow,
Oh.
David Poyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Motion to table carries, 14 yes, 1 no. Thank you, council. I believe that's finished for OST Economic and Business Development Committee. Now we can move into the Education Committee. You have one resolution.
Resolution of Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of Oglala Sioux Tribe and unincorporated tribe. Resolution of Tribal Council of Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the nomination of tribal representatives to serve on the Bureau of Indian Education Negotiated Rulemaking Committee to revise the existing regulations for the BIE Accountability System 80 FR 69161 and for the Every Student Succeed Act, ESSA, Public Law 114-95. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe has adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. 5123, and under Article 3, Section 1 of the Constitution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Pine Ridge Reservation. And whereas the Constitution at Article 4, Section 1A provides that the Oglala Sioux Tribe has authority to negotiate with federal and state officials on issues affecting the tribe. And whereas the Education Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and has been delegated the power to oversee the education of our children attending tribal grant charter schools on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Whereas the Bureau of Indian Education, BIE, published a notice of intent in the Federal Register seeking nominations of tribal representatives for the BIE's negotiated rule-making committee that will revise the existing regulations for BIE accountability system 80 FR 69161 and Every Student Succeed Act, ESSA, Public Law 114-95. Whereas in the BIE's notice of intent, the BIE solicited nomination from tribes whose students attend BIE-funded schools operated either by BIE or the tribe through a contract or grant. And whereas on June 7, 2016, the Education Committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe met and selected the following 3 individuals to serve on the BIE's Negotiated Rule-Making Committee. Dr. Gloria J. Coates-Katsopoulos, Charles Cooney Jr., and Lydia Bearkiller as, I guess, Education Chair. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approves the nomination of the above 3 individuals to serve on the Bureau Indian Education Negotiated Rulemaking Committee to revise existing regulations 80 FR 69161 and the Every Student Succeed Act, ESSA, Public Law 114-95. With that, I move.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller. Question, Dave Poyer.
Mr. Chairman, good morning, everybody. I don't have anything against the first 2, but when the rulemaking committee, I think it should be made up of maybe members of the Education Committee rather than on the outside. Lydia's fine, but I think it needs to come from the committee itself because the council is the one that charters. These are tribal schools essentially, so it should be coming from tribal council members. That's my feeling. Thank you.
So do you have any other recommendation rather than?
I'd like to see
Lisa Jumping Eagle, De Leon.
I would like to recommend Valentina Merdanian to sit on this committee, or on this.
As soon as
That would be my question. What is the timeline on this? Is there a timeline on this?
No, but when we were putting the names in, they, these two served last administration. And I think, like, I would like to withdraw my name, and if Tina wants to get in under my name, it'd be good. Because Diane Zephyr was the third one, and then all of a sudden, my name's on here. So I would like to see, go ahead and put Tina in that third position, but you know, these administrators, they have access to everything under BIE. And they are more into that field than council is. So we're gonna be like behind on where they started to where they need to finish. And myself, you know, I think council is really busy, and I don't think that we have that knowledge to put these laws together for our tribe. And the best ones that know how, that are in the field, with the kids, with the children, everything is these administrators. So I'm just gonna still support Dr. Gloria Katsopoulos and Charlie, and maybe, I don't really, I think maybe we should put Tino as the third one. And all council, you're entitled and you have the right to attend any of these negotiated rule meetings. And so we do have that power to go and sit in when these negotiations and the rules are being drafted. So I would like to recommend to stay the same and maybe put Tino on her.
Before is that what you're saying in a motion? Mm-hmm. Okay, before we do that, I have Tina Merdanian and then Cora Whitehorse. We'll go with
Okay,
you.
so, thank you for that vote of confidence in regards to sitting on that committee. However, the committee is structured in regards to how the schools operate within the reservation boundaries and creating that accountability process. With that being said, where does our tribal education office fit into this as to have a voice in regards to that committee, that negotiated rulemaking committee? Because these are the individuals who are hired to make sure that these processes are being followed and et cetera. As far as being on there at this point, I'm not even on education committee right now. So with that being said, I would like to table this until we could take it back to education and have further discussion regarding this, and then submit the names with the information behind it.
Motion to table,
Yes.
seconded by Stephanie Leisure. Call for the vote, please. Stephanie Leisure was your second.
Jim Meeks,
No.
Cora Whitehorse. No. Stanley Little White Man,
No.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bear Killer,
No.
James Cross,
Yes.
Robin Tapio,
Here.
Philip Goodcrow,
Oh.
David Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Huh.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
CJ Clifford,
Yes.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon,
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon,
No.
This is to table.
Motion to table did carry, 9 yes, 7 no. That's it for Education Committee. We will move on to OST Finance Committee.
Thank you, Chair. We have one resolution, I believe the rest was taken care of. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe authorizing the Executive Committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe to hire a special administrative judge to preside over appeals taken pursuant to Section 6C of Ordinance 1717. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas under Article 4 of its Constitution, the Tribal Council has broad legislative authority to regulate the conduct of persons on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and to levy taxes and fees on persons doing business on the reservation. And whereas pursuant to Ordinance Number 70-03 as amended, the Oglala Sioux Tribe imposes a retail sales, service, and use tax on the reservation. And whereas pursuant to Ordinance Number 92-13, the Oglala Sioux Tribe imposes a fee on persons and entities doing business on the reservation and requires such persons to have a tribal business license. Whereas pursuant to Ordinance Number 1717, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council enacted supplemental administrative procedures and remedies for the enforcement of the tribe's tax laws and business license laws. And whereas the supplemental administrative procedures and remedies enacted pursuant to Ordinance Number 17-17 include the right to an appeal to a special administrative judge under Section 6C of Ordinance Number 1717. And whereas to facilitate the implementation of the administrative procedures and remedies enacted pursuant to Ordinance Number 1717, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council enacts this resolution to allow the Executive Committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe to hire a special administrative judge. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council hereby authorizes and directs the Executive Committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe to hire a special administrative judge on an hourly fee contract basis to preside over appeals taken pursuant to Section 6C of Ordinance 17-17. With that, I move.
Motion by Cora Whitehorse. Dave Poyer.
Mr. Chairman, if Cora would, I'd like to amend that we add to that we can add the law judge for the allocation committee because there was a confusion on that last week. So we need a, in case there's any appeals over there, we need a somebody coming in, and I can't remember but we could take that to executive committee if she would put that in this resolution.
Steve, go ahead.
Maybe more, since this is so tailored to the tax issue, I can draft up a separate resolution on the allocation. I can do it right now.
Yeah, my original understanding was that it would be for both. It was supposed to be for the appeals from the allocation and appeals for the tax. But if you're going to do it separate, that's fine too.
And that's the point being, just what Lydia said, we'd have to open the agenda up to put that on there for 2/3 to add the second resolution for the allocation committee for that ALJ. So, but it's, and this is up to council. The motion maker, if you're okay with the attorney amending that to say as such, to add, to include the allocation portion of it to that, is that fine with you?
Yeah. That's fine, because that was our original understanding, that it was going to be one attorney to hear all the appeals.
Okay. So Steve he can do that. So that's your motion.
My motion was to approve it with the amendments.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, seconded by Sonia Weston. Call for the vote, please.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Lil White Man,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkillis,
Yes.
James Cross, Robin Tapio, Philip Goodcrow, David Poyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Huh?
Colin C.J. Clifford, Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Motion did carry 15 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, and 1 not voting. Thank you, council. And that's it for finance. We have the OST, Health and Human Services Committee.
Okay. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe requesting Indian Health Service identify the funds that were designated for high-risk obstetrics for the Native Women's Health Center program in the amount of $189,936 and return to the Native Women's Health Center for the specific purposes. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopts its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935 in accordance with subsection 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 USC subsection 16, 25 USC subsection 5123. And under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Whereas Article 4, Section 1T of the Oglala Sioux Constitution gives the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council the power to delegate to subordinate boards and or officers any of the enumerated powers in Article 4, Section 1, reserving the right to reserve any action taken by virtue of such delegated power, and whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and has been delegated oversight of health and human services programs such as Native Women's Health Center and its programs on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, and whereas when Rapid City Indian Health Board was initiated, $189,936 was identified in the high-risk obstetrics, OB obstetrics funding need per memorandum date February 1st, 1999 attached. And whereas Rosebud, Pine Ridge, Eagle Butte, and Rapid City were to share in the funding, however, the $189,935 was taken from Rapid City's program, but no money was taken from other service centers units. And whereas in 1999, a memorandum from the Aberdeen area office stated that these funds would be returned to Rapid City CHS program, but has never been done, but was transferred to Sioux for purchased referred care. And whereas IHS Sioux does not offer services for health risk OB and contracts while Native Women's Health Care does, provide this service, and the funds can be used by the Native Women's Health Center. And whereas HHS committee met on May 2nd, 2017, and recommended approval of Native Women's Health Center's request that the Indian Health Service identify those funds that were designated in 1999 for high-risk obstetrics in the amount of $189,936 and return to the Native Women's Health Center for this purpose. Now, therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby requests that the Indian Health Service identify those funds that were designated for high-risk obstetrics that in the amount of $189,936 and return to the Native Women's Health Center for that purpose. I so move.
For the record, Collins Clifford was recognized at 11:19. Blaine Little Thunder was recognized at 11:29. So we have a motion on the floor by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon, seconded by Collins Clifford. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh,
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Huh?
Jackie Sears.
Huh?
Colin C.J. Clifford.
Oh.
Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 17 yes, 0 no. Thank you, council. Next one, please. Dave Puyer.
I have a question for, is them dates right on it? Are we going back 18 years for wedding? Yep. Holy smokes, I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Unincorporated Tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe amending Resolution Number 12-59XB that approved Native Women's Health Care (NWHC) funding request to the Indian Health Service, Great Plains Regional Office for construction project for modular homes, and that the amendment to 12-59XB is for continuation of the construction project and requests additional funds in the amount of $401,350 for administrative offices. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Constitution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe authorizes Tribal Council in Article 4, Section 1A to advise and negotiate with the federal government on all matters concerning the tribe, and in Section 1G to manage all economic affairs and enterprises of the tribe. And whereas Article 4, Section 1T of the Oglala Sioux Constitution authorizes the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council to delegate to subordinate boards or officers any of the enumerated powers in Article 4, Section 1, reserving the right to review any action taken by virtue of such delegated power. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe operates the Native Women's Health Care (NWHC) in Rapid City on behalf of the tribe, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, and the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe, and other IHS eligible residents under the terms of a PL 93-638 contract. And whereas on June 5th, 2012, the NWHC presented a budget to IHS for $613,000 and $613,78 to purchase modular homes approximately 7,500 square feet for operations of Native Women Health Care Program. And whereas that the funds that were provided for the construction project purchased only 5,400 square feet and did not include the space for the administrative offices and other exam rooms for patient care. And whereas the Health and Human Services Committee met on May 2nd, 2017 and approved the Native Women Healthcare request for an amendment to resolution number 12-59XB and request continuation of the construction project in the amount of $401,350 for administrative offices and an additional examination room for patient care. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby approves Native Women's Health Care NWHC request for an amendment to the resolution 12-59XB for continuation of the construction project that seeks additional funding from IHS Great Plains Regional Office in the amount of $401,350 for administrative offices and an examination room for patient care. And be it further resolved that the Native Women's Healthcare Program seeks funding from the Great Plains Regional Office, IHS, and other sources. And be it further resolved that the president of the tribe or the vice president, in the absence of the president, is hereby authorized to sign any necessary documents on behalf of the tribe to effectuate the funding request hereby approved, and any purchase necessary to ensure and request for $401,350, $401,350 for Native Women Health Care for administrative offices and additional examination room for patient care. With that, I move. 401.
Motion by Robin Tapio, Cora Whitehorse.
I just need a little clarification. Okay, about 2 weeks ago, we went to Rapid City and we met with the Aberdeen area on the new Sioux hospital that's planned. And they stated that there was space in there for Native women's health. Am I wrong? No? It's there, right? So, and they also stated that they would move the modulars to a different part of the campus, the Sioux campus. So what exactly is this for if they're already doing it? I mean, this is from 2012 and it's now 2017. So just a little clarification, if somebody could,
Somewhat
Tell
from
me
the
what's
committee.
going on.
Lydia?
Well, I guess we had meetings with them, and right now the intent is to, like, they're trying to make us retrocede that program, and we're not about to retrocede it. They're gonna put them into the new building, but that's like maybe a couple years down the road here. But at the same time, we're still pushing to retain our 638 contract with IHS on the Native Women's Health Clinic. So that was the discussion we had. We did not commit to put Native Women's in the new facility that's being built. And there's concerns about the adequate space, and we'll lose our reimbursements too. So we're not about to do that.
And on top of that, this past Friday, I did attend the meeting with the Unified Health Board and IHS. The intent of that process is to assume all of our 638 programs back into the building, thereby taking up our space that was originally supposed to have been allocated, but was only at 2/3 of what it was originally supposed to be at. So that's why and so we'd asked about a consultation process. Did they come and consult with the tribes? And they said yes. Somewhere along the line, their consultation process was just going over to, because I did attend that prior meeting too. And they walked into our tribal 638 program, said, we're moving you into the new building. That was it. And they didn't allow them a process to even visit about it. And so that's where we started asking, so who approves of you? Because I told them, I said, we have a consultation process that we need to be afforded that process. And if you don't give us that, then you're not getting. So as of Friday, there will be a meeting set up by, what's the facility manager's name? Dayton Newbrow. Dayton Newbrow is supposed to be setting up a meeting with the 3 tribes. The Oglala Sioux Tribe, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, and the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe to set up where this is supposed to be at. So that's where that's at. And so when this does come, and it will come again soon, I would ask that the committee make sure that there is a presence there and that the tribe make a presence, because we got to have that consultation. So that's where that's at. It's still up in the air. It really is, because there hasn't been a design created, and that's what they're looking at, is trying to get them numbers for square footage. They've got an X amount of dollars set up to start a process, but they needed to, the 106 process needs to be completed, the environmental, because there's questions of land, there's questions of that process that need to happen, but we need to stay on top of it on our behalf. Okay? Sonia?
Thank you, Mr. President. I know at the meeting on Friday, we were also in attendance, and I think that maybe this here needs to be approved so that we just stay on top of it, like President Weston is stating, but also that when we asked that question about our staffing, our Native women's health, what they did tell us at the meeting was that, yeah, they're going to be, actually, they'll be just absorbed into the clinic. So as you're looking at it, and as I'm thinking about it too, is that gonna suffice all the OB/GYN department for Sioux? We're going to suffice that, not IHS themselves. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's why I think our staff are worried that we're going to be put into that clinic, and we're the ones going to be running the clinic part. At the same time, we don't know if they're going to be bringing in staffing of their own. So I guess this is one thing to just make sure that we're on a safeguard. We're going to do this so that we don't lose our Native women's health care. So that's something that we need to maybe just, take care of.
Council, one thing to remember too is that while we were in our meeting the other day when I visited with Craig Dillon, Craig had made a comment about either doing a motion or a resolution stating that even if this process, we allow it to continue, that we do not lose any type of positions that we have contracted for our tribal employees, for our tribal membership. Because they were telling us that when this thing is all said and done, there's going to be up to 500 employees going to be hired at this and more. So we need to make sure that we pay attention to that. And maybe to the motion maker, that's something that you add as a last, therefore be it resolved. That's just my recommendation. You can do with it however, you can take it back to the committee, but I believe we need to make a statement to that. Okay? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to add that in as an addendum.
Okay. Seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Dave Poyer.
Mr. Chairman, I heard it twice now, from you. The Bureau last week, BIA ignored the consultation process. Now it sounds like IHS has ignored it. I think that consultation ordinance needs to be sent back out to those agencies so that they start complying with that, because that's twice now last week that they ignored it.
So when we run the vote, I'll have you do that motion. Okay? We have a motion on the floor. We have a motion on the floor, seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Oh,
Jim Meeks,
yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Robin Tapio,
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow, David Poyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears, Colin C.J. Clifford, Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Motion did carry, 17 yes, 0 no. Thank you, council. Next one, please.
Okay, the next one, number C, was already done through your office. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the disenrollment of Serena Good Voice Elk. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123. And under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Tribal Constitution authorizes the Tribal Council in Article 4, Section J, to enact resolution concerning membership in the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Tribal Enrollment Office has received the request for disenrollment of Serena Good Voice Elk, date of birth 4/23/86, requesting to be enrolled with the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, and a Health and Human Service Committee had recommended granting the request on March 21st, 2017. Whereas the Tribal Council desires to grant the request for disenrollment. Now therefore be resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby grants disenrollment for Serena Good Voice Elk from the Oglala Sioux Tribal rolls and census of this, as of this date. With that, I move.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller, seconded by Robin Tapio. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Here.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
No.
Robin Tapio, Philip Goodcrow,
Oh.
David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
Colin C.J. Clifford,
Yeah.
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Yeah.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
Motion did carry, 12 yes, 5 no. Thank you, council. Next one, please, committee.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe regarding the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, continuing concerns of oversight of the emergency department by the governing board and Pine Ridge Service Unit leadership team, and that the tribe demands that Indian Health Services leadership schedule monthly meetings of the governing board and address quality of care at these meetings, and further demands that these meetings continue for the next 2 years. Whereas Oglala Sioux Tribe adopts its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14th, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Whereas under Article 3, the Oglala Sioux Tribe's Constitution and Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Constitution, Section 4, provides that the Tribal Council is authorized to negotiate with state, federal, and local governments on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas Article 4, Section 1T of Oglala Sioux Constitution authorizes the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council to delegate to subordinate boards or officers any of the enumerated powers in Article 4, Section 1, reserving the right to review any action taken by virtue of such delegated power, and whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, has oversight of programs that affect the health and welfare of tribal members, and whereas on June 20th, 2017, Mark Mearsman, CEO, Pine Ridge Service Unit, presented his monthly report and informed the committee of CMS's April visit for recertification survey as part of the systems improvement agreement, and whereas as a result of CMS's review, the PRSU received a statement of deficiencies and an immediate jeopardy citation for continuing services with oversight of the Emergency Department by governing board and the PRSU leadership team quality of care delivering by the medical providers and oversight thereof, QAPI oversight of ED and PRSU, ED contract oversight, ED nursing staff oversight, and whereas prior to CMS's report, the Government Accountability Act of January 2017 found 1, variations in the frequency of standing agenda items at these meetings. 2, that reporting of quality of care data across IHS areas and facilities was limited and inconsistent, and whereas at the June 20th meeting, the Health and Human Services Committee recommended that the Oglala Sioux Tribe demand that IHS leadership comply with the 2017 GAO report and with CMS citations and schedule monthly meetings of the governing board, address quality of care as a standing agenda item and at these meetings, and that the governing board meetings continue for a minimum of 2 years now. Therefore, be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby demands that IHS leadership comply with the 2017 GOA report and address CMS immediate jeopardy citation in the statement of deficiencies and schedule monthly governing board meetings addressing quality care as a standing agenda item at these meetings, and be it further resolved that the governing board monthly meetings continue for a minimum of 2 years. I so move.
Motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon, seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Newtonder,
Oh.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse, Stanley Little White Man, Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes. Yes.
Robin Tapio, Philip Goodcrow,
Oh,
David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Huh.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
Colin C.J. Clifford, Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon,
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon,
yes.
Motion did carry. 15 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, and 2 not voting. Thank you, council. Next one, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Unincorporated Tribe. Resolution of the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the SDS priority listing for 2017 as follows. Number 1, Pine Ridge, INDWS, individual scattered sewer replacement. Number 2, PR, INDSS, individual water and sewer replacement. Number 3, PRCW, City of Martin waterline upgrades. And number 4, PRCSL, Pine Ridge Secondary Cell Liner. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas Article 4, Section 1W gives the Oglala Sioux Tribe the authority to protect the health, welfare, and safety of the Oglala Sioux tribal members, and whereas the Health and Human Service Committee of the Tribal Council has considered the matter on July 25th, 2017, and did approve this resolution for the presentation to the Tribal Council. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe has voted to approve the following SDS project listings for 2017 as follows. 1, PR INDWS, individual scattered sewer replacement. Number 2, PR INDSS, individual water and sewer replacement. Number 3, PR CW, City of Martin water line upgrades. And number 4, PR CSL, Pine Ridge secondary cell liners. With that, I move.
Motion by Robin Tapio, seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Craig Dillon.
You know, Mr. Chairman, it would be nice if I knew this was happening, because I went to that meeting and voiced my concerns with the city of Martin. You know, they charge us for every dollar of water that they send out to the Sunrise Housing. And now they come to us and they want us to help fix their water lines. So I think we can approve this. I want to remove the city of Martin until we have some negotiation with them and talk about it, because, you know, giving and taking is two-way street, and I think we've gave about all we need to give anymore. So can we remove the city of Martin out of this plan for now until we talk about it in the committee and stuff? I'll just table the Martin part of that. We can just strike it?
Let's just strike it.
Okay, and then if they want to talk about it, then let's meet and talk about it, because I'm tired of us being taken advantage of and taken for granted. So that's my statement on that. Thank you.
And then on top of that, make sure that the committee does inform Begeman to be at the next HHS committee meeting so that you can discuss this.
Yeah, and either Cora or I or both of us will be there to voice our concerns. Thank you.
Okay, so that is your comment, question. Sonia Weston.
I have a question too, I guess a comment too, then. I'm just looking at the listing, and you still have the Sunrise Housing, that's housing community, and you also have the Martin North Housing. So are you talking about specifically just Martin Phase, the city Phase 1, 4th and 5th?
I'm talking about the streets that the water line they're going to replace in the city of Martin. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's where I'm kind of looking at.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the one then, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
there.
all right.
So we want to strike number 3. City of Martin water line upgrades. And then they can come back at the request of HHS committee. Okay? So Blaine Little Thunder.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. City of Martin, did they get the water in the city, or is that, where's that water line go for rural water? How far does that go? As far as ISO or?
It don't go into Martin at all. The North Housing has its own well, and the Sunrise runs off of St. Martin water.
Okay, I have to deal with the city.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
So we have a motion on the floor and a second. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder, Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian. Yes. Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
Colin CJ Clifford. Yeah. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 16 yes, 1 no. Next one, please.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, Oglala Sioux Tribe, and unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the memorandum of agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Great Plains Area Indian Health Service Sanitation Facilities Project, AB 17-J10, 124236, for $306,000 to renovate the Wombly Community existing lift station. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Great Plains Area Indian Health Service Sanitation Facility Project, AB 17-J10, 124236, in the amount of $306,000 will renovate the Wombly Community existing lift station with new pumps and facility infrastructure. Now therefore be resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approves the memorandum of agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Great Plains Area Indian Health Service Sanitation Facility Project, AB-17-J10, 124236, in the amount of $306,000 to renovate the Wombly Community existing lift station and new pump and facility infrastructure. With that, I move.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller, seconded by Jim Meeks. Question?
There's an agreement attached to this, which President Weston has signed, so can we just add a be it further resolved that he's authorized to execute it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Jim Meeks,
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse,
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man,
Yes.
Austin Watkins, Stephanie Leisure,
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian,
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller,
Yes.
James Cross,
Yes.
Robin Tapio,
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow, David Puyer, Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ha.
Jackie Sears,
Huh.
Colin CJ Clifford, Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon,
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Unanimous, 17.
17 yes, 0 no. Thank you, council. Next one, please.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe on an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving the memorandum of agreement between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Great Plains Area Indian Health Service Sanitation Facilities Project, AB-17-S77, parentheses 124226, parentheses, for $994,000 to renovate and replace the Kyle Sewer force main. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Great Plains Area Indian Health Services Sanitation facilitates Project AB-17-S77, parentheses 124226, parentheses, in the amount of $994,000 will renovate and replace the existing sewer force main in Kyle. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approves the memorandum of agreement between Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Great Plains Area Indian Health Services Sanitation Facilities Project, AB-17-S77, parentheses 124226, parentheses, in the amount of $994,000 to renovate and replace the Kyle community's existing sewer force main. I so move.
Motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle, seconded by Stanley Little White Man. And add that last,
amendment
therefore
for the
be it
signature.
resolved as the prior one.
Okay.
Okay. Duly noted. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Vote.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio. Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears.
Huh.
Colin C.J. Clifford. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion carried 17 yes, 0 no. Thank you, council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving delegation of authority for signature of right-of-way and business lease authority regarding Wounded Knee Lagoons, access roads, sewer main, sewer service lines, and appurtenances on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935, in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Tribal Constitution authorizes Tribal Council in Article 4, Section 1A to negotiate with federal, state, and local governments on behalf of the tribe. In Section 1F to manage all economic affairs and enterprises of the tribe, and in Section 1W to protect and promote the health and general welfare of the Oglala Sioux Tribe and its membership. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe has entered into a memorandum of agreement, parentheses MOA, with the Indian Health Service for a project known as the construction of Wounded Knee Sewage Collection System Expansion and Lagoon Renovation that will involve removal and disposal of biosolids from existing lagoons, renovation of existing lagoons, construction of new lagoon cell, and percolation cell, lining lagoon cells with geosynthetic clay liner, reshaping and graveling existing access road, installing PVC sewer main pipe, PVC sewer line, service lines, cleanouts, and precast concrete manholes. And whereas completion of the project shall require that the Oglala Sioux Tribe grant a right-of-way and business lease over certain tribal lands where the project will be located. And whereas the Tribal Council is the body vested with authority to consent to right-of-ways and business leases over tribal land. And whereas the Health and Human Services of the Oglala Sioux Tribe has considered this matter in a duly called meeting on the 15th day of August 2017 and voted to recommend that the Tribal Council enact this resolution. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council has now considered the matter, decided to enact this resolution, now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby approve delegation of authority for signature of right-of-way and business lease authority regarding Wounded Knee Lagoons, access road, sewer main, sewer service lines, and appurtenances on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And be it further resolved that the president, or in his absence, the vice president, is authorized to sign on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribal all documents required for completion of the project hereby approved. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.101B and 25 CSR subsection 169.1028, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council grants consent to the applicant the right to access all tribal and land, the right to access all tribal land impacted by the project for site observation, surveying, geotechnical, and along with archaeological and hazmat, as required under NHPA Public Law 89-665, 16 USC 47 ad sec purposes, and be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR 169.1019, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council hereby declares this approved project is in compliance with all applicable tribal ordinances and resolution, and be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.103, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council requests a bonding waiver on the project since the project is federally funded. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.107, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council agrees to a perpetual term duration for right-of-ways and a fixed term duration for a business lease. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.110, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council hereby waives the requirement for an appraisal and waives all compensation for any right-of-way necessary to complete the approved project, with the full understanding that the tribe was entitled to such compensation based on an appraisal of the right-of-way granted. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.116A, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council requires all payment will be made directly to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Pine Ridge Agency. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR 169.123, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council concurs there are no mitigating measures impacting tribal lands. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.130, the grantee shall be the owner of any improvements constructed inside the right-of-way and business lease during the term of the grant of right-of-way and business lease and said permanent improvements. Appurtenances, fixtures, and equipment placed within the right-of-way and business lease shall be maintained by OST Water and Sewer. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.207, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approves that the approved grant of right-of-way may be reassigned so long as the grantee includes a grantee with direct or trustee authority on trust lands. And be it further resolved and pursuant to 25 CFR subsection 169.210, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council will not permit a mortgage on affected tribal land impacted by the approved grant of right-of-way. Motion.
Motion by Robin Tapio, seconded by Lisa Jumping Eagle De Leon. Please call for the vote. Question.
So in regards to waiving the bond as well as the right-of-way fees, did this particular project also go through the land office? And then in regards to that, what it's also saying is that we would grant a business lease to where these projects are. So with that being said, I mean, do we really want to waive that? And it doesn't say exactly what the timeframes are either, because within that second page with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth, be it further resolved that in pursuant, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council agrees to a perpetual term duration for right-of-ways and fixed term duration for business leases. So I guess, what is that perpetual term duration and then the fixed term duration? This didn't come to us. That's what I'm asking. It's a novel too. Yeah, I motion to table. I motion to table this until more thought can, or it can be reviewed further.
Motion by Tina Merdanian to table, seconded by Stephanie Leisure. Question.
I guess we brought these on at our last council meeting, and it was tabled, and land committee was supposed to research this with Chuck Jacobs. That's why it got tabled. So I thought maybe you guys got it done and it's back on our agenda.
We have a motion to table. Call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh,
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins.
Oh,
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
No.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Nope.
David Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ha.
Jackie Sears.
Ha.
Colin C.J. Clifford.
How?
Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Oh, ha.
Craig Dillon.
yes.
Motion to table did carry, 16 yes, 1 no. Next one, please.
I guess we should move to table that one too, because it's the same kind of language with the first one. 9 and 10 are the same ones. Yes, and then
Motion.
send it to land, and then we need to bring it back as soon as we could.
Okay, we have a motion to table by Lydia Bearkiller, seconded by Robin Tapio. This second one right here. Yeah, right there. Letter I. Robin Tapio, second. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Jim Meeks.
Yes.
Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little White Man.
Yes.
Austin Watkins.
Oh,
Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears.
Ha.
Colin C.J. Clifford. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Oh, ha.
Craig Dillon.
yes.
17.
Motion to table did carry, 17 yes, 0 no. Thank you, council. Resolution J. Next one, please.
Okay, resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of Oglala Sioux Tribe and unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Tribal Council of Oglala Sioux Tribe directing the CEO, Mark Mearsman, Indian Health Service, Pine Ridge, request year-end funding that are available region-wide to be used for the funding shortage at IHS Pine Ridge Service Unit. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe is organized under Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934 on December 14, 1935, 25 U.S.C. 5123, by adopting a federally approved constitution and bylaws, and the Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe. And whereas the Health and Human Service Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe that has been delegated authority to oversee health and human service programs on behalf of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council. And whereas the Health and Human Service Committee met on August 22nd, 2017 and directed that CEO Mark Mearsman request year-end monies that are available region-wide that would be used for the funding shortage at the IHS Service Unit in Pine Ridge. Now therefore we resolve that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby adopts and directs that the CEO, Mark Mearsman, request year-end monies that may be available region-wide to be used for the funding shortage at Pine Ridge IHS. And be it further resolved that the President, or in his absence, the Vice President of Oglala Sioux Tribe, be authorized to execute the documents necessary for approving of this resolution. With that, I move.
Motion by Lydia Bearkiller, Dave Poyer.
Chairman, I just think that the tribal chairman should be involved in that request for additional funding too, along with the CEO, because they tend to listen to the tribe more than the service unit director.
With amendments?
Yeah.
And that's to add the president on there? Okay. seconded by Robin Tapio. Call for the vote, please.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh. Yeah.
Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse.
Yes.
Stanley Little Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow. David Puyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears.
Huh.
Colin C.J. Clifford. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon.
Uh-huh.
Craig Dillon.
Motion did carry, 14 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain, and 3 not voting. Next one, please.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the contract fiscal year 17-18 between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Dr. J. White to provide ENT services for the Pine Ridge Indian Health Service Hospital in the amount of $85,000. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe adopted its constitution and bylaws by referendum vote on December 14, 1935 in accordance with Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 USC subsection 5123, and under Article 3 of the Constitution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is a standing committee of the Oglala Sioux Tribe that has responsibility for oversight of programs that affect the health and general welfare of tribal membership, including the ENT program. And whereas the Health and Human Services Committee met on August 22nd, 2017 and recommends approval of the contract fiscal year 2017-18 between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Dr. J. White for ENT clinic and services for the IHS Hospital at Pine Ridge. And whereas the contract for ENT clinic and services provided by Dr. J. White has been negotiated, is acceptable to the Director of ENT Otitis Media Program, and requires approval of the Tribal Council now. Therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe does hereby approve the attached contract fiscal year 2017-18 between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Dr. J. White for the ENT clinic and services, Indian Health Services Hospital, Pine Ridge, South Dakota, in the amount of $85,000. And be it further resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby authorizes the President, or in his absence, the Vice President, to sign any documents necessary to approve and execute the contract between the parties. I so move.
Motion by Lisa Jumping Eagle, seconded by Lydia Bearkiller. Question, Dave Puyer.
Chairman, I was just asking, does this violate our manual? Because I thought most of our contract people run on a calendar thing. Now this one here is gonna run on the fiscal year. Because like Mr. Gunn and all of our contract people, their contracts end on the end of December. Now this one here is fiscal year, so are we violating anything here by doing this one?
Committee Chair.
I guess we brought these like a while back, but we didn't get them on the council floor. So actually, they were on a resolution that was from last administration. Now we're just not trying to put the contract in place. There was 2 doctors. One got approved by XB because it was under that threshold This is 85,000 over that threshold, that's why we have to bring it here. But he needs a contract, they gave him a contract, that's how, ENT works in, at IHS. So, yeah.
Jackie Sears.
Yeah, I think due to the ENT otitis media funding, their fiscal funding, and also I think the general fund contracts that we did, the contracts that we did from the calendar year were general fund, that's why. So this is, like they said, this is always how it's happened for the fiscal year programs.
Okay. Will that suffice? Is that what, and that's what I'm saying. If that's, we have the program director here.
Good morning.
Please state your name for the record and then turn your microphone on. There you go.
Cool. Good morning. My name is Sherry Tenfingers. I'm the director of Otitis Media. So. Okay, what was your question?
The financial manual, I think all of our contracts end at the end of the year, not the fiscal year. So this one here is fiscal. So what, are we violating anything with this?
No, this is a 638 contract program, which runs from the
Yes, I
fiscal year to
understand that, but
fiscal
the
year.
contracts, are those contracts named differently in the manual? That's
I
what
don't
I
know
don't
if
know.
they are. It's been this way since the beginning, when the program started in, was it the 70s? Yeah.
Yes, President Weston, these contracts through Otitis Media have always run the way that HHS is submitting them. So we would just approve them, and then if it's under the threshold, then it'll go to XB. If not, they'll come here, then we approve them. So these are contract, doctors or providers coming in to do the services for Otitis Media.
Donna Sullivan.
I know when this program came to XB, those contracts were behind because the fiscal year, the contract year, like Dave said, was October 1 to September 30th, and those contracts were not brought till, I think, in February or March, so they were already 6 months behind. So I remember there was 2 doctors that had to wait for payments for almost 6 months. So I think the contract year does start on October 1st, but I'm not sure.
I had a problem with the doctor agreeing to come back, so it kind of put me behind on their contracts, him and the audiologist, because the audiologist was going to retire this year, but I talked to him and he agreed to come back. Huh?
Jackie
Yeah.
Sears.
Last administration, we had a bunch of contracts coming through, and I think that's where the confusion's at. We had attorney contracts, consultants for the tribe, but this was all under general fund. So we made a motion, I think, last administration, that all contracts have to come before the tribal council, our finance committee, I think like in December, to prepare for the next year. We had to start them all from January 1 because they were just coming sporadically. But the programs like Otitis Media, ENT, those ones are from the programs. So they're not fit in with general fund. And it's, we always approve them because their fiscal year starts October 1. And then the other ones under general fund is January calendar year.
Okay. We have a motion and a second on the floor. Secretary, call for the vote.
Blaine Little Thunder. Jim Meeks. Cora Whitehorse.
No.
Stanley La Whiteman.
Yes.
Austin Watkins. Stephanie Leisure.
Yes.
Valentina Merdanian.
Yes.
Lydia Bearkiller.
Yes.
James Cross.
Yes.
Robin Tapio.
Huh.
Philip Goodcrow.
Oh.
David Poyer. Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Jackie Sears. Colin C.J. Clifford. Lisa Jumping Eagle DeLeon. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Motion did carry, 13 yes, 2 no, 0 abstain, and 2 not voting. Thank you, council.
Thank you, council.
Council, I believe we are going to take a break for lunch. I was just told that lunch is ready, so Collins Clifford, if you would give us the lunch prayer.
Grandfather, I ask that you bless our food and you bless our people today. Pray for the ones that lost loved ones and pray for the ones that incident down there down south. Ask that you watch over our tribe and our leadership here.